chapter 3, you say actually every company can do amazing customer experience. So this is in reach for everyone. So what's the magic trick?
So it's no magic trick. And by the way, I don't know if you know that I do magic tricks. So
Next time.
I tell you, I did a birthday party magician, but I still practice my card tricks. So nothing. So the point about Amazing is it's within the grasp. There's nothing that's preventing any company from being amazing to their customers. And here's what I mean by this. Amazing is not about creating an over-the-top, blow me away, most incredible experience I've ever had. Although that is amazing, but on a day-to-day basis, those opportunities don't fall in your lap. If I'm a server at a restaurant and I happen to overhear this couple talking about it being their 10-year anniversary, I can surprise them with a piece of cake at the end with a little candle and wish them a happy anniversary. But if I don't hear that, or maybe they come back and it's not their anniversary, okay, what do I got now? Okay, let me tell you what amazing is, though. On a scale of 1 to 5, where 1 would be bad and 5 would be amazing, what's average? 3. 3 is okay, satisfactory, fine, just all right. The way to be amazing is to be just a little bit better than a 3, even just 10% better. Horst Schultz from the Ritz-Carlton said that if on a scale of 1 to 5, you're 10% better than average, which is a 3.3, people are going to say they are really good at what they do. He says somebody walks down the, a customer or a guest walks into the lobby and they're greeted, hello, how are you? But if the bellman remembers their name, or they say, hello, how are you, sir, or ma'am, or whatever, and adds an extra word, it's just adding a little bit more. So here's what 10% better than average looks like. Customers say, I always enjoy doing business with them. They use the word always. They're always so knowledgeable. They always are friendly. They always get back to me quickly. In other words, the word always followed by something positive. So you create the standard. If somebody says, I love you because you call me back quickly, say thank you, and then decide what's quickly. What would make customers say, you know what, these people are really on it. Obviously, if I call you back in 3 minutes, you're going to be blown away. But if you leave me a message and I call you within 2 hours, my guess is your customer is going to say, hey, thanks for calling back. Now, if I am on hold for 2 hours, I'm not going to be happy. But if I email you and under 2 hours, you get back to me, they'll say, wow, that was pretty quick. Do you see there's a different standard for all the different channels? And what you need to understand is what is the standard that's going to make majority, if not all of your customers feel like you're on top of it. And that's how you become amazing. They're amazing. They always take care of me.
Wow, this resonates with me because I once read a book called Simply Better, which is based on a huge body of research.
Yes.
That's basically the way companies grow is not blown away in innovations. The basic and best way to grow is actually to be simply better, a little bit better.
1% better, 10% better. You can make great improvements if every day you figured out a way to just improve something by 1%, a little bit, just a bit. Now, I think that's such a common sense idea. And when you start thinking about it, I mean, I have had clients say, I don't subscribe to that. We want our people to be over the top amazing. I go, you tell me how you're going to get that to happen every single time. Yeah. Okay. There are incidents that will allow that to happen, but not every incident allows that to happen.
Yeah. Shep, let's go back to the basics, basic message of your new book. How does this relate, and what's important for CX Insight professional in that? So what does the core message mean to them?
Sure. Well, I mean, obviously we want customers to come back, but I think for insights, what you're looking for is to listen to your customer. Feedback is a gift. Listen to what they're saying and don't just listen, then take action. I know that I know that it's important to be able to understand the insights if you want to make the case for the investment into the customer experience. Without those insights and without understanding numbers, you need to look outside and say, what are the stats and facts showing about the value of a repeat customer versus an every once in a while customer, the value of loyalty, the value of reducing churn by 5% in your business.
Yeah.
All of that is being driven by the experience that the customer has. You need to understand what that experience is, what drives that experience. And when it's time to make an investment into that experience and you want to go to the C-suite, you better have your numbers and your data with you. All those insights become really important for C-suite to make the decision that they want to invest more into the experience. We hear from so many. By the way, I do a survey now every year. I call it the Achieving Customer Amazement Study, where we study consumer behavior. And by the way, business to business behavior is starting to incorporate consumer behaviors and the expectations. So if you are in the world of manufacturing or sell B2B, recognize that your customers compare you to the Amazon experience they have. I had a client the other day, and I know I'm getting off the topic here, and I've talked about this a lot lately because it hit me like wow, that is so insightful. The guy ordered a $500,000 piece of machinery. It shows up. It surprised his company. They didn't expect it. And you know what the guy says to me? You know, they could have sent me an email. Even Amazon, when I order toilet paper, sends me an email to tell me it's on its way. You know, this was a $500,000 piece of equipment. Yeah. And so when you think about that, it's really important to understand that the insights that we're going after and the importance of service really stems from everybody's experience. And so anyway, I know I digress a little bit here, but our studies are showing that customers will leave companies and brands faster than ever before. In the 80 to 90% range, you give them a bad experience, you're giving them a reason to go walk and do business somewhere else. Never think about trying to win an argument. Always think about how to win the customer. And I know that's very customer service focused, but service isn't even a department. It's a philosophy. Experience is the same way. Experience is everybody's role. We all participate in driving the customer's experience. Even if we never see the customer, we're doing something internally that does help.
Yeah, my takeaway was that, actually measuring and actually finding the link between what you are measuring in insights and what the actual behavior is. Yeah. Yep. That is pretty important. So NPS and all those feedback is super helpful, but taking the extra step to really model the impact to the bottom line to a recurring customer engagement, that's very helpful and important.
So Harvard Business Review had an article several years ago that Walmart upgraded several of its stores to what they called the store of the future. And what they did is they listened to their customers. They listened to feedback. They asked, were you happy with this? Were you happy with that? And they were getting a history lesson. And what happened is they said, well, we're not going to change all of our stores. Let's experiment with just several stores. And the feedback was phenomenal. The customers loved it. They said it's the better lighting. It's easier to navigate the aisles. The impact to sales was negligible. There was no impact to sales. Behavior is really important. Does what you're doing drive more business, drive success? Hey, maybe it's important just to have a cleaner environment to keep up with the times, but you've got to think in terms, especially when you're asking the C-suite to invest based on your insights, you better have backup numbers so that they can see what the ROI is going to be. I know I said that earlier, but it's worth repeating. Yeah, it's worth repeating, Shep, and probably it's linked back to my last question. Sorry, time is up. Yeah, bummer. Yeah, we can do this again. Hey, I'll be back. Very good. I also prepared something here. You need to buy one. So, Shep, right. My last question, CX Insight professionals, they have a #1 pain point. That's what we found in the study, which is basically getting leadership buy-in. Yep. They collecting and they generating great insights, but they struggle to convince leadership to act on it. Do you have recommendations how they can solve the problem? Sure. And we mentioned it briefly already, but #1, I want you to go in with, this is what our customers are saying. And this is what I think we need to do. There's going to be investment. It's going to be an upgrade in the process, software, whatever it is. But let me tell you why. If we can reduce churn by 3%, this is what it means to our bottom line. The general industry average, and you should go outside and look at general stats and facts. You can find them on the internet, very easy. Go to your industry association and ask for stats and facts that are about specific to your industry. And then look at your numbers internally. And I am working with a client right now. We're in the middle of a big project. It's probably a good year-long project. We're about 4 or 5 months into it. And I remember saying to her, if we can reduce the churn of your customers by just, their churn rate was like 40%. And if we could drop that to 35% instead of 40%, that 5%, what does that mean to them? It means millions of dollars. So I said, well, I'd like to work on commission if that's okay. But seriously, no, I said, great. So the investment into using us is an easy play. You can see that if it works, this is what we expect. This is our goal, 5%. Even if we hit 2 or 3%, you're going to come out way ahead. But still, let's go for 5%. And that's how you sell it. You sell it with numbers, as in dollars, in addition to all the other insights that you bring to them.
It's a fantastic final word. Thank you, Shep, very much for enlightening us.
Well, thank you.
So I encourage everyone to read your new book, I'll Be Back.
I hope so. Just go to I'llBeBackBook.com or go to Amazon.
Wonderful. Shep,
all right.
See you
Thanks,
soon.
Frank. I hope so. Bye. Take care, my friend. Thank you so much.